Friends, whether you are in school or out of school, you must have done different kind of questions in your lifetime, right? Who, where, how, what, when, why. And one of these question was a category of true or false type of questions. Remember? And what we have done as part of these questions is something similar to this, right? Something around that question, asking a question and then verifying whether it is marking it as true or false, right? So looking at the picture of volcano, is it a volcano? True. Looking at this raining picture, is it a sunny weather? False, right? Straightforward. In our day-to-day life, we have to take different kind of decisions, and these decisions are based on conditions. Like, for example, if it is raining, so first I will think, is it raining? In my mind, I will mark it true or false. And if it is true, I'll carry an umbrella. And if it is false, I'll not carry an umbrella. So, decisions are based on conditions. And if the conditions written true, we go certain path. And if it is false, we go certain path. In coding also we need to do decisions, and according to our decisions or conditions we need to execute certain path of code. For example, in Turtle, if we ask from user, do you want colorful shape? User may answer yes or no. And if the user says yes, we'll set pen color and fill color, and we may ask user what color you want, right? And then we will draw the shape and it will result in a colorful shape. But if the user answers no, then we don't need to ask user's favorite color, or nor we need to do set pen color or fill color, which is by default black in color, right? And we'll get is a black shape, black outline shape, right? Without any color. So based on the condition that user said yes or no, we defined our path. So this was an example where we see that how we can do decision making in coding. You're with me, Anuradha from learningmilestone.com, and in this series we are learning Python concepts along with turtle graphics. And in this lecture we will learn how we can take decisions through different keywords in Python. So let's go back to REPL and modify our Pentagon program so that we can go to different path of giving a colorful pentagon or a simple pentagon. Okay, so let's go back to REPL. Before we go to our pentagon program to apply decision making, let's understand the basics of decision making through a simple program. So we'll create a new REPL and we will name it as decision underscore Boolean. Okay, and let's create REPL. All right. So let's say one day I want to go shopping with my friend. So I say print, let's go to shopping. Okay. And of course, I know if I run it, I'll get this message. Now, my friend says just to check whether is it raining or not. Okay. Accordingly, we'll take umbrella. So I create a variable is raining. For now, let's mark its value as yes. Okay, I just saw it and I marked its value as yes. But how should I effect, or how should I bring in the decision to take umbrella or not? What should I incorporate here? Okay, so this decision making is done with something called if statement. Okay, so I start with if statement and I do the comparison. If is raining, and right now I want to see if is raining is equal to yes or not. Okay, so to do comparison I make use of the sign double equal to, and I say if this is raining variable has value yes, then I'll say print let's take an umbrella. Perfect. So right now my is raining is yes, and if I go to this part, if is raining is equal to yes. So let's independently first print this value, what we get in return. Actually, if is raining yes, print is raining yes, true. Okay, let me just comment out this for a second and I run it again. If you see, I get is raining, double equal to is a comparison sign, and as a result of this expression, this is Boolean expression, and as a result of this expression I get another kind of data type, which is Boolean, which can have either value true or false. Let's say I mark this value no. Okay, so let's see what we will get in return. Now this gives me value false. So this is data type Boolean, and Boolean data type is a result of comparison of two values. Okay, this is comparison operator. We can have different comparison operators depending on what we are comparing, and we'll see a couple of more examples for that, maybe greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, right? For now, let's stick to this point. So coming back to my example of shopping, if keyword Boolean expression colon, and make sure in case of Python we need this space which is called indentation, and this whole code is a block code. Okay, block code. This is a header part, this is a body part, and body part is indented inside header to indicate that this code belongs to this header. Okay, so if is raining returns true, then only this code is executed. So right now it is not returning true and we do not get let's take an umbrella. Now if I put this value as yes, I'll get this code. Let's take an umbrella. I can ask this from user as well. Let's say my friend asks me, is it raining? And I have to answer it. Okay. Is it raining? Yes. No. Okay. So now I'm dependent on user's answer. Let's run this code again. I run it. Is it raining? If I say yes, I get is raining value true, right? This comparison value true. And if for that matter I give no, I get false, and I don't get this statement let's take an umbrella. Okay, there could be further paths depending on whether my friend wants to ask further question, whether if it is not raining, so is it sunny weather, like for example. And we do have other keywords for that, but the whole point to note over here is that this is a Boolean expression, and Boolean expression results in a Boolean variable which can either have value true or false. Okay, and based on the condition returning true or false, we can take decision using if statement. For that matter, we'll be discussing more like other statements, if or else too. Okay, to see how we can go other ways. But let's keep this example short and sweet and go back to Pentagon program to achieve colorful or colorless pentagon based on user input. So let's first see how we really want our program to work, and then we'll modify our code accordingly. So I press on run button and it asks me number of sides which I want in my closed figure, and let's say I give 4 this time. Okay, and I press enter. Then it asks me a question, do you want a colorful shape? And let's say if I press yes, it asks me enter a color of your choice. Let's say I give pink. Then it makes me a pink square. Now let me run it again. Enter number of sides. Again I enter 4. Do you want a colorful shape? This time I choose no. and it says, I get it, you don't want any color, and it makes me a colorless square. Interesting, isn't it? Let's modify our previous code, which we did in our last lecture, to achieve same and to implement if decision making. So in last lecture, when we implemented code, it was something like this. Of course, we created turtle screen and turtle, and then we asked from input statement number of sides, which we converted into int, right? And then we had what side length we want, how many number of steps we want, what should be the angle between the sides, and then we finally ask user enter color of your choice, right? So if we run this code as it is, what we will get? Enter number of sides, I enter, let's say 4. Enter color of your choice, I enter green, and I get green colored square. But now I want to modify this so that I can also ask user whether user wants a colorful square, a colorful figure or colorless figure, right? So for that, let's modify it. Let's create one more variable, is colorful, and we'll make use of input statement again. Do you want a colorful shape? Yes, no. Okay, and if user says yes, so I will start writing if statement, and if user says yes, so that in that sense, is colorful variable should store yes value, and I'll say yes. I'll give colon at the end of this header. So if is colorful yes, I should then only ask user a choice of color. This code is already there, but this code is right now not part of if statement. To make it part of if statement, I should be indenting it inside if, which I can do with the help of tab button or space bar. Now, if is colorful is equal to yes, then only I ask user color of the shape, and then what also I want, then only I want to fill color and create shape. So what I want this code also to go inside if statement, and to collectively move this whole code inside if statement, I can select it and press tab. Okay, so if is colorful equal to yes, right? Let's run this. Number of sides 5. Let's just say yes this time, and then we are again asked the color of our choice and we get the figure, right? But what action should be done if user says no? Then we should also define that path and create a colorless shape. For that, there is an additional statement or additional keyword which goes along with this workflow of if. If this condition is fine, go and get inside this code. Okay, if this condition is not true, then go to this next keyword else. Okay, or let's say if. Now here we are giving another condition. What if user enters is colorful? No. So let's say if user answers, do you want a colorful shape? No. Then we'll not give user choice and we'll simply make a colorless shape. And this is similar to if statement that we have if preceded by else. So it's like combination of else if this condition is not met, go and check the second condition. It is like, is the weather rainy? Yes, no. Then the other question could be, is weather sunny? Then it could be the other condition to check. So we are saying else if is colorful is equal to no. Then what do you want to do? So here I'll again write statement which I want to go execute when this condition is met, and which is simply a simple figure without any color being set. So I'll just copy and paste this and make sure that this whole code is indented inside Elif. And again, for loop is also a block code, so we need to have this indentation as it is. Now we have two paths. If is colorful equal to yes, Elif is colorful equal to no. So there can be only one value. Once this is checked, not executed, then the second is checked. So let's run it again. Okay, so number of sides 5. Okay, let me enter yes. Enter color of your choice. So the code goes inside this. I enter green and my code is done. My code doesn't go to this part now. Okay, now let me run it again. Enter number of sides 5. This time I enter no. Now what happens when I enter no? Then is colorful equal to yes returns false, and this code is not executed. It goes to check second condition, and is colorful equal to no returns true, right? If I'm entering no answer, and this second code is executed. And let me print something. Okay, I get it. You want colorless shape. So let's run it again because I made changes. So I run it. 5, no. So it doesn't ask me color and it makes colorless shape, and it also gives me message, I get it, you want colorless shape. Now I'm a user, right? I can enter anything. I'm not bound to enter yes, no, but as part of being in code, I can definitely handle that response too. Let's say I enter number of sides 3 and I enter blah blah. Okay, who is stopping me? So what should be done in that case? Right now, no figure would be made. I should give a message to user that I don't get your response. Okay, please enter correct response. For that, finally, if none of the response is matching, so I'll go to the final path. Okay, and that can be taken with the help of else, because I don't know whether user wants to enter blah blah or anything else, but not yes no. So I'll just put it in else. Okay, apart from these two, whatever is the condition, go to this else path, and there I'll tell it to user. Okay, I'll tell it to user that please enter correct response, else I won't make a shape. Okay, and let's check it. Run. Oops, I forgot to enclose it. Let's run it again. Enter number of sides 5. Do you want a color shape, full shape? Not sure. Okay, so user is not concerned about whether I have to say yes or no, just tells not sure. Okay, and we have a system which takes care of this kind of response too. Please enter correct response, else I won't make a shape. Okay, perfect. So that was all about decision making in Python. And what we learned as part of this lecture is there are two types of there is another data type which is called Boolean data type can have only two values, either true or false, and based on the true false, when we want to evaluate a condition, when we want to compare two values and we want to make decision based on that, we can make use of if statement. And if we have multiple condition, we can make use of this kind of path, if elif, and then we can have multiple elifs also. Okay, and then finally, if none of the condition is meeting, we can have else, which we want to take care of. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Do subscribe to my channel and do like my lectures if you're really learning out of it. Thanks for your time. Bye.